I tell you, effort, enthusiasm, they're all there.
So, what are some of your earliest memories of UCF? I know Steve Orsini obviously reached out to you.
I remember first showing up the first day, and I met Steve at the office, and we were looking out the window, and he says, "You got to start from scratch." I said, "Where's your fields? Where's the practice fields?" He says, "Right out the window." I said, "That's your practice field." There were two ponds at either end, so he couldn't even kick field goals. And but no, we had to start from scratch, and we worked our way up. But you know what's amazing? That we got here in that January, and we were late signing, with the recruiting. But 3 of those kids ended up going to the NFL. 3 linemen, and so that tells you about the star system. Go from there.
Is the UCF of today what you envisioned back then?
Well, you always. My biggest disappointment leaving UCF was not getting to a Power 5 conference, because I think that's the answer to a lot of puzzles right now that you have, and it handles a lot of marketing problems, and obviously they deserve to be there. They're playing with the top echelon teams, and hopefully it works out that way in the near future.
George, what have you been up to now?
I have a couple of homes. I go back and forth a little bit, and torturing the golf courses. They're winning so far, and that, and do a lot of time reading.
Happy to go in with Kevin and Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't be 2 better players going in with me, and I won't tell any stories about them tonight. But they better be good to me when they speak, or else I will tell stories.
How meaningful is this for you?
Well, yeah, I'm in a number of Hall of Fames already, and but I tell you, the one thing that I saw at Hall of Fames the biggest thing is that you didn't do it by yourself. And there's a lot of people and groups of people involved in the success, and I'll acknowledge them tonight.
I know you came to a practice recently. You met with Coach Heupel. Just what's your opinion of the program and getting to know him a little bit?
Well, John's a very mature guy, and obviously he's been there, done it, and well organized practice, and he moves the field well, and that's what I look at. Are they practicing? What are they getting done? And I'm very happy with him, and I think it was a very good choice by Danny to select him as the coach. And great season last year, tough under those circumstances going in, following an undefeated season, and I thought he held up very well and did an outstanding job.
I know you have probably a lot of memories to choose from, but when you kind of look back on your decade plus at UCF, what are some of your favorite memories?
I tell you, it was funny. A guy asked me that question. I said, every team I remember something that happened, good and bad, but probably just the players and the coaches I dealt with there that, weren't great recruits coming out, but they ended up being great players in college, because I've always said it's what you do in college that's important, not what you did in high school. And a lot of them really took to coaching and developed into, guys, some going to the NFL and some just being great college players.
Academics was always important to you.
Yeah, it really was. When I first got there, the team GPA was a 201, which is can't go too much lower. But after 4 years, it was the team GPA was over 3.0. I came in and a lot of mandated, study hall mandated class attendance, and all kids take it different, but that was the way we were going to work there. And I'm very happy about the graduation degree when I was there, and just where the kids went. And they fully understood that less than 1% are going to the NFL. The rest all have to make a living for themselves and be good parents, good fathers, and that's what a lot of them have turned out to be.
George, do you have any desire to you see guys like Steve Spurrier, Mac Brown, and Les Miles get back coaching?
I've been called many times, and I always promised myself when I left coaching, that was it. I wasn't going to be one of these doubting Janes sitting and saying, well, what about this? I'd probably last one game as a TV person, and that would be my last game. And I've always wanted to go into a game and say there's another missed tackle, and his parents sit in section 101, seat 2 and 3, and have some laughs about it. But I'm very happy what I'm doing, and when I left football, I promised myself, even though I've gotten a number of calls to consult and go back to coaching, that I wasn't going to do that.
We spoke to Kevin earlier, and he obviously had a lot of nice things to say about you. When he came in, was there something about him that you saw early on that made you believe that he could be a really special player?
Well, when everybody was recruiting him as a DB, I offered him as a running back because of his feet. He had great feet. He didn't have the great speed, but he had great quickness, and he's a running back that when you watched him, he's a guy that broke in the hole and made yards. All these other guys are breaking 2 and 3 yards away, and they're getting linebackers are scraping, making plays on them. But Kevin was just unusual. He worked at the game, very committed to what he was doing, and great player to be around. I still tell him he left a year too early. Should have stayed around another year and matured.
That Fiesta Bowl, you always used to talk about. You would write a prediction of the record, and you put it in an envelope and put it in your desk. Did you?
I was 100% right.
You were
I was right and stuff. And someone asked me that on TV the other day about the Fiesta Bowl. And that's the first year that we actually I didn't shoot practice tape. I spent all that time on watching cut-ups and bail the tape, and the players were actually calling out the offense and the defense. They knew it cold, and it probably saved myself a lot of anguish watching practice tape in the bowl season. But that worked out really well, and a lot of great memories at UCF, and and I know we left the place in better shape and stuff. We did not leave the way I left, but I think there's reasons that happened.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Congratulations.
it. Thanks, Coach.
What's your handicap, George, by any chance?
You want to play? How do you shoot?
I'm horrible. I haven't played in a couple of years. I used to play in the golf team.
Good, I'll play.